truth in a world of lies. You are listening to the JohnAge Project.
Trust no one. Trust no one. Trust no one.
Someone real one Chevy.
Hello. Thanks for joining us for the third time. I'm your host, JohnAge, hailing proudly from the coastal plains of the Old North State. I'll be your tour guide this evening as we take a somewhat satirical journey down the path of murder, destruction, mayhem, and the extermination of human life on this planet. A forced march into obsolescence thrust upon us by a global satanic death cult of pedophiles. Check out AnomicAge.com. If you can do no more, please like all the likes, subscribe to all the subscriptions. PayPal.me/AnomicAge, Patreon.com/AnomicAge as well. Thanks for sticking around with me, if you actually have in fact done so. Thanks for sticking around. It's the usual buffet of buffoonery, the technical difficulties that just shall not end. I swear to you, it must be the OSB or the Stream Deck. I don't know which one it is, but I know it only happens when this show goes live on the Patriots Prayer Network. No other time. Never another time. So, neither here nor there, because here I am and there you are, and I'm proud to be here with you. So thanks for tuning in. I'm not going to let the darkness overtake me. I just won't. You see, I've had a pretty decent week, ironically enough. I haven't been here, so it's been pretty awesome. So, thanks for tuning in. Please check out AnomicAge.com, PayPal.me/AnomicAge, Patreon.com/AnomicAge as well. That's the best ways you can help me out. If you want to follow me on the usual suspect social media platforms, you know where you can find them at AnomicAge.com. Yeah, I'm on YouTube again after like 4 years of getting kicked off. They let me back on only if I had to redo everything. So I have like 0 followers. So if you're into the YouTube thing, follow me there. You won't find many of my shows there. However, you can find them all, you guessed it, at AnomicAge.com. So that's pretty cool. Brighteon, BitChute, Rumble, Odyssey, all that stuff. The Rumble channel that you'll find me on is kind of the old one. Since I joined the Patriots Prayer Network, they won't let me have my own Rumble channel. So that's going to be like the, I guess you could somewhat say, sort of defunct Rumble channel that's only going to have, I don't know, old episodes of the AnomicAge on there, I suppose. So check out the Rumble channel if you want to. Like all the likes, subscribe to all the subscriptions. Check out the iTunes links there as well. Give me some kind reviews if you want to. Whatever. Let's jump into the deep end of the pool, shall we? I love being up at this hour, continuing our sort of bi-weekly conversations now. It's downright lovely, at least here on the coastal plain of the Old North State. It's brisk, almost crisp outside this evening. Lovely darkness, a little bit of stars out. You can still hear some crickets and frogs doing what they do. It's just beautiful. I got to say, it's beautiful out here. I usually hate the satanically awful, horrible, muggy, disgusting, wet heat that is the coastal plain of the Old North State. But it's that lovely time of year where we get like 3 months of actually good weather out of the whole year. So if you were into visiting the coastal plain, now would be the time. For North Carolina, by the way. So let's do that. All right, so the obvious stuff, what people want to get into tonight is blindness and discernment. And I'm going to take the long way around on this one. So if you're not into it, just check out. I realize there's goldfish intellect people out there, so just don't worry about it. But we're going to take the long way around tonight and just kind of get into it a little bit. And I'm going to take a lot of time with this whole thing and just kind of flesh it out. If we have some time at the end, yeah, I'll cover the obvious stuff that everybody's just chomping at the bit to talk about. More Trump, more Israel, more Trump, more Israel, more Trump, more Israel. I know that's what you're into. So we'll cover that nauseating bunch of phlegm too. But first, before we do, I just want to kind of cover the discernment or the blindness, the lack of discernment, the just willing ignorance and stupidity that I see on full display 8 days a week and twice on Sunday, at least everywhere I go. So I won't give you any details on this because I ain't trying to blackball an area of the state which could definitely use the tourism after the weather weapon last year in the western part of the state. So I will refrain from revealing the locale. That being said, western part of the state, and you know where that is, and you know the commie-controlled districts of every inch of this state, anywhere there's a college and or university, particularly the university variety, it's a communist bleep hole run by commie fruit bats, the usual suspect, some lesbian woman of color, mayor or police chief or fire chief or all the above. Just nothing but stem to stern human garbage. So that being said, went out of town a little bit, and it was beautiful. It was a good time. I ain't gonna front and just sit here and tell you it was a bad time. But I want to take this moment to really talk about discernment a little bit, because I don't know. I will never, ever, ever consider myself the most godly of men, the most high of intellect, high of discernment, none of that jive, But I do have eyes to see, ears to hear, and at least a little bitty healthy dose of discernment now and again. As I've gotten older, I've definitely gotten wiser. That ain't true of everybody, but it's true of me. Definitely gotten a lot older, smarter, and wiser. And if nothing else, I've learned through a lot of folly to listen to discernment, to listen to my gut, to listen to that little voice in your head that says, hey, this ain't the place for you. This ain't the place for you. So I experienced a lot of that over the past week. Went out of town with the fam, had a great time, but it was a situation where I could just feel it. I won't say it gave me goosebumps or anything like that, but, I was definitely very simpatico with some Phil Collins, because I could feel it coming in the air tonight. I could feel it coming in the daytime, in the afternoon, in the evening. I could feel it coming in the air all over the time that I was out of town. Because I'll just say I was in a vastly communist bleep hole part of the state. And man, I tried as I might to have a great time with the fam, and I definitely did. Don't get me wrong. I had a great time. I had a great time doing things, but anytime that I was just, suffused in the stuff, it just felt revolting. It felt downright, ugh. My daughter knows this all too well because I say the same thing anytime we go to a Barnes and Noble. Ugh. It's always the same ilk of the Barnes & Noble. There's someone with a nose piercing. There's someone with blue hair. There's a lot of hoity-toity. We think we're intellectual, but we're actually just educated idiots. Pink is out, please. Pink is out. We're more smart than you. We vote the blue. That kind of jive mess. So anyway, it was the same thing where I went, just sort of a slightly different variety. So all kinds of nausea-inducing people. And something I say quite often in the real life, I don't know if I say it enough on this show, but I say this quite often. And we'll go through this one day because I want to do a whole show on your family creed or your own creed, your own individual constitution. What do you hold true, near and dear to your heart? What are the proverbial rules that you live by, We're going to go over that one day, but it ain't going to be today. So here we go. This is one thing that's on that list for me. I say this quite often. Identify scum and stay away from it. Identify scum and stay away from it. You know what? For a third time, identify scum and stay away from it. That's just me. It might not be you. So, as Ian McKay of Minor Threat once said, there's no set of rules. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying a few things that I live by. So I don't care what this is, where it is. I don't care the situation here, okay? This is something that I found to be very, very useful. Whether this is a family function, whether it's a party, whether it's a work event, whether it's just going to the store, it doesn't matter. Identify scum and stay away from it. Sometimes you're kind of in between a rock and a hard place, and you got no way out. You can't just very well, run out of the room screaming. You might, but it might not be a good look. So you got to use that discernment a little bit. Identify scum and stay away from it. So this whole week, it's a lot of scum. A lot of scum everywhere. I'm going to tell you about this one joint we ate at. I just aptly entitled this restaurant, Eating with Antifa. That's exactly what was up. Eating with Antifa. So the whole week / several days it wasn't a full week, I guess, but several days it is, just definitely taught me that. Again, and I reiterated this to everyone that would listen. Identify scum and stay away from it, folks. You really got to do that. Because some might say, you're wrong, John. To which I say, yeah. Some might say I'm wrong on this one. But to me, there's a vast majority of the populace right about now that is far beyond help. And we've all known that guy. We've all known that guy. That guy that's got a problem. Whatever that problem might be. He's got a gambling problem. He's got a drinking problem. He's got a drug problem. He's got all three of these and more problem. But we all know that guy, okay? Might be in our family, in our friend circle. Just might be that fruit bat at work, okay? So don't try to front like you don't know what's up on this one. So we all know that guy. And here we are, 2025. This kind of nonsense malarkey is, in fact, indeedly due a mental illness, folks. The jacked up mess in our society, right and left, mind you. So don't just think I'm talking left. Right and left. Derecha y izquierda. Is straight up cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. So I'm going to say this on the right as well as the left. Okay? So just as you might know that dude with a drinking problem, drug problem, etc., it's the same thing with people in our society nowadays. There's people that don't have a lick of discernment, folks. These people are blind as a bat, right, left, and otherwise. And more to the point, these people are willingly blind. These people have stuck a hot fire poker in their eye sockets, willingly blind imbeciles. Right, left, and otherwise. They don't want to know about it. They don't want to hear about it. Don't you try to tell them about it. Don't you dare besmirch the legacy of Charlie Kirk. Don't you dare besmirch the legacy of MLK, of RFK, of JFK. I mean, just keep on going down the line. Even Columbus. Don't you dare besmirch the great Christopher Columbus. Get the freak out of here, man. This guy was from the motherland, dell'Italia. But he was just running ops for Israel. I know Israel wasn't really existing that day, John. How can he be running ops for Israel? Come on, man. It's neither here nor there. I'm not even getting into that, okay? So people want to live in this stupid mentality of whatever they know to be true. Which by know to be true, I mean whatever they got told growing up by Grandpappy and Pappy Paw and Peepaw or whatever idiotic name you have for Grandma and Granddad, right? So they want to live in this delusion. They don't want to step outside of their little comfort zone. And I'm going to have to do a whole nother show on this. On the groupthink, on the crowd mentality, on the collective consciousness. A lot of that stuff we're going to have to do a show on again because I've done many. But that really is what it boils down to. People do not want to step outside of their collective consciousness, of their groupthink. Because when they do, it causes their entire reality to crumble. So once you figure out that, MLK wasn't the guy you thought he was, sorry, that's a bunch of horse pucky, okay? It was an op. Okay, the MLK op, real deal Holyfield. Look into it. I ain't got time for that tonight. Once you look into the Charlie Kirk thing, even for 5 minutes, 5 minutes of your own quote-unquote research will reveal to you everything you thought you knew about what went down at this shooting is about as real as the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Okay? So the bottom line is, in order to actually come to any great knowledge, you've got to first look at the knowledge base that you have. Is it real? Is it imaginary? Does it line up with reality, or does it line up with fables, folklore, stories? If it don't line up, if it don't jibe, you got to toss it out. Move on to something real. The irony is that's how the scientific method works. Not that you would know that by the COVID hoax or anything. Not that you would know that by Fauci and these other moronic boobs, but that's actually how the scientific method works. It's crazy, I know. It's unbelievable when you think about it. But that's the deal, folks. You got people that are just willingly blind, self-induced blindness, versus people of discernment, people that are using reality as an actual barometer for what's going on. I'm going to see if I can pull this one up for you. I got two different ones here. I'll give you two Bible verses on this one. This ain't something I do all the time, just pulling multiple Bible verses into the show, but I'm going to do this one. Ephesians 5:11. This is one of my favorite ones, actually. Do not participate in or associate with sinful activities and deeds that are unproductive or harmful. I realize that's like a paraphrase of the actual Ephesians deal. Let me see if I can pull this one up for you. This is better in the Bible gateway. Yeah. Have nothing to do with the... Oh, my heavens. You got them pop-ups again? Get the freak out of here, you bunch of flimbags. Have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them. Yeah, exactly. And I'm going to pull this one up because this one was very prescient to me. I was reading this just the other night. Come on, man. Don't be jiving me like that. Don't be jiving. There you go. This one's better. Well, it's not better. I'm sorry. It's a better view of what I was trying to show you there. This is 2 Timothy 3, and this is a little bit long, so I know all you people with the intellect of a goldfish are gone. That's good. 2 Timothy 3. But mark this. See if I can put this. I ain't going to put it on the big screen. I'm just going to leave it like this. But mark this. There will be terrible times in the last days. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy. Did I hit a nerve? Unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not lovers of the good, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. Having a form of godliness but denying its power. Have nothing to do with such people. What was that? Yes. Have nothing to do with such people. So, a much better version than what I was saying, where I just said, hey, identify scum and stay away from it. It gave you a list, an itemized list there from Paul to Timothy, saying have nothing to do with these people. Same thing almost, but a different twist on it with the Ephesians. Have nothing to do with this dark mess. Have nothing to do with this scum. I'm sorry, folks. You can try, but there comes that point where you got to kick the dust off your sandals and move on. Mueva. So sorry to say, that's what we got to do, folks. That's what we got to do. because there's really no helping a vast majority of the public. There's not. And I know people that got family members involved in silly mess like this. Let me move this. It's going to drive me crazy. There we go. That's better. It's the small things on this show that just drive me berserk. Things nobody even notices nor cares about. Back to the point, John. Yeah, we got to just move on from this nonsense, folks. And sadly, you got to move on from people that are just scumbags. People that are human garbage and filth. You can't fix stupid. You just can't. You can't fix people whose hearts have been hardened. And I know that I should do better, so please try to do better than me even. As far as just calling these people what they are. Don't, I get into the name calling stuff sometimes. I'm trying to work on it. It's not a good look. I think people think, it's cute, it's funny, it gets clicks. Oh, it's cool to have some outbursts online. I don't go for that jive mess. I really don't. I'm not saying I haven't had an outburst or two in my life, but I try not to let... I don't know. Someone said this probably much better than me recently when I was really talking about the pantheon of shows out there where people just want to kind of film their mental breakdown for clickbait or something. I'm not into that. I'm not into filming any kind of breakdown to get clicks. I'm really not. Because I look at this show as, this is a representation of me. I ain't trying to do stuff on here that's going to make myself look like a horse's patoot, in the grand scheme of things. It's just stupid. And John B. Wells, the great John B. Wells, once said basically, don't do anything over a phone, and I would extend that to online, that you wouldn't want played back before a grand jury. I think that's pretty sound advice from John B. Wells. So I'd say the same thing for pretty much anywhere you are in 2025, because we live in a complete nightmarish hellscape, a surveillance state, a panopticon. That's exactly what we're living in, folks. That's it. Panopticonic society. We'll do a show on that again if you want. Because that's where we live. We live in this society where the inmates are turning in the inmates. There's no just one guard tower anymore. It's the whole 24/7, 365, no matter where you are. You're getting filmed, you're getting recorded, you're in the car, you step out your front door, you're in your house, as long as you've got those idiotic devices. You got Siri. Siri's so fun. It's recording you, you dolt. Yeah. Oh, the door cam. I feel so safe with this doorbell camera now. You're an idiot. I'm sorry. All this is just stupid surveillance state nonsense to put you in chains of your own devices. This is what this is, man. That's why when I'm basically not talking on my cell phone, it's in airplane mode. And thanks to Matt Landman, I got a lovely few little Faraday cage bags to put it into. Got to get that gentleman back on the show. Great guy, Matt Landman. Check out his, I think he's been on the show like 3 times. So I got a lovely shows with that gentleman at AnomicAge.com as well. So as far as blindness versus discernment, I think that's where we're at, folks. There's a lot of people that are just willingly ignorant, willingly blind. Yeah, the victim card has become everyone's red badge of courage. Every time you can just get more social credit by adding more victimology to your pedigree. I'm a person of color. That's a Muslim, lesbian, one-legged, giraffe-faced demon. Whatever. You get more social credit. You get more street cred. The more of a dunce you are. It's really no different on the right. The right is just blindly in lockstep, it seems, with just about anything Trump. It's really, really intensely just silly now. I kind of don't even know what to say. Because we live in such a whacked out society. I don't know if anybody else is picking up on this. I hope you are. I hope the listeners of this show are. And there's a lot of different people that have probably touched on this, but nothing seems legitimate anymore. Just nothing. I had a great opportunity to go camping a couple of days in the past week, separate from the other getting out of Dodge part of the show. But it was just wonderful being away from the BS. I slept better, turned on no electronics. It was just the greatest time. And I think there's a lot to just our entire reality being a complete sham. You've probably all seen this mess on social media where it's got, JFK and MLK like ringing doorbells for Halloween. It's so much AI garbage out there that nobody will ever know what is real or false or even imaginary anymore. No one will know. Because the AI, and this is just the mess that they're rolling out to the slaves now. So it's like that times 1,000 in the real circles. Can we pull this up? Because I got some more on this one. Let's see here. I was debating on even getting into this. And let me see. Had this all pulled up before everything went blue here. This is the Anima show in the pyramids of Giza. And this person is saying looks completely insane. Oh, excuse me, absolutely insane. So I don't think I'm even going to click on these. You can kind of see from what I'm putting up here. Let's see. See if we can move this around a little bit. Make this bigger. Yeah. So this is the Anima show from the pyramids of Giza. This is one of them. And this is this like phantasmagorical laser light show that we got going on. The whole crowd's involved. I mean, it's just totally nuts here. That's not the image I really wanted, is it? Yeah, this is the one where it shows the Masonic square. It's got a great pyramid on the left, right, and then the center, all lining up with your Masonic square there. What else we got? Let's see if we can click on this one. I don't want to hear this crap. I really don't. Here we go. I'm not going to play the music. It's too nausea. We got the laser light show. Same deal. And, of course, all the slave imbeciles are looking at their little phones because that's our society now. Just brain-dead idiots looking at their phones. Let's see about that. This is the one that I kept seeing a few days ago. No sound. I don't want this crap. Some freaky robot creature breaking out of the glass. It's got all the slave morons with their phones held up. It's just completely deranged. We got one more. I don't even know if we want to see it. Yeah, here we got some other satanic demon on the big screen. I mean, it's all AI garbage. And then the whole crowd is just holding up their phones for this BS. This is just so wild, man. We live in such a bleeped up society. We really do. Anyway. We got this sound coming back on. Hold on, folks. We're going to mute that forever. There we go. Anyway. So I covered this several shows ago where all of this is ritual, symbols, and sacrifice. And that's exactly what we had at this show in front of the pyramids of Giza. The real sad thing, I mean, there's so many different levels of the sad debauchery that this really is. But the real sad thing is, and this is true of every show, not just this satanic cult event, but it's every show. Everybody in the audience, rather than actually participating in the show, is filming the show. Or filming themselves filming the show. I mean, it's so dumb. That's how far gone we are as a people, that we just don't enjoy bleep anymore. We don't enjoy anything. The whole experience is just to document the experience and post about the experience and tell other people about the experience. It's not about the experience. It's so dumb. It's just so dumb. Again, we've got this dichotomy. Blindness versus discernment. You've heard me talk about this for 3 weeks in a row now because I keep mentioning the same thing because these are kind of linchpins to everything. Claude Levi-Strauss, French structuralist, in his book, The Raw and the Cooked, talking about this notion of binary opposition We picking up anything? Am I ringing in here? Oh my goodness. Sorry. That was my dog there. She was doing her job. She was listening to me knock on the table and thought it was somebody knocking on the door. It wasn't. It was just me. Okay. Nevertheless, Claude Levi-Strauss, French structuralism, the raw and the cooked, binary opposition. That's what this whole thing's really about, folks. It's putting everyone into two camps. Ironically enough, this French structural approach was really looking at myths, magic, legends, and so forth. And that's really what this whole thing is about, folks. That's it. Sorry. But back to the actual show we're talking about here. That's, again, what we're looking at, this duality. Those that are too blind to see anything and those that have discernment. Those with discernment, those with absolutely zero discernment. Those who can't seem to find their backside with both hands. That's the society that we live in now. Which kind of brings us to exactly where I wanted to be at this part of the show today, because we got so much more to cover. It's just beyond belief, actually. Let's see here. We're going to take that out. So much to cover. Let's reveal here. This is what everyone wanted to talk about, and really what I have absolutely zero interest in. Man, you're going to see a lot of changes in this show if I don't die. We're going to see a lot of changes in this show in the coming weeks, because I'm in the process of completely changing this show, and probably to lose a lot of audience, but perhaps to make me happier. So we're going to cover this as just the kind of obligatory stuff to talk about. But in my humble opinion, does this matter? Not in the blipping least. So this is obligatory coverage of things that people seem to find a rat's backside about. Okay? So what you've missed, the riveting coverage of As the World Burns. You've seen Trump baby, DJT is all I call him, and BB everywhere lately, because we've gotten some hocus pocus. This is a bunch of BS. Peace deal signed. And this is exactly what I mean by this notion of discernment and blindness. Because I can't for the life of me understand, Riley, why people fall for this BS. It's hard to really wrap your brain around how people continue to fall for the bravos here. It's really wild. And I was going to pull this up. Let me see. It's about 3 down here. There we go. And this occurred even before this. So don't think like this is the new information. No, like this whole BS of a peace treaty in the Middle East is complete balderdash. It's complete horsepucky. It'd be like me getting on the roof in December and saying I'm Santa Claus. It's complete horse manure. Because even before this today, we're like 24 hours beyond this hocus pocus peace agreement. Even before that, Israel and Hamas were violating the peace treaty. Even before that, it's so dumb. But let me read this one. Breaking! Israel has decided to cut aid going into Gaza and will not allow Gazans to cross into Rafah city. It will take further very harsh steps until Hamas returns all 24 fallen hostages. Yeah. And here we go again. Same B to the S. Same B to the S. Same. I mean, this is my social media, and I'm just posting the same beat to this. They will cut aid and will not open Rafah crossing. Duh. I mean, I just can't even believe people anymore. Holy shnikes, we don't want to see this BS yet.
Gaza, Mr. President, on Gaza, how long will it take Hamas to disarm, and can you guarantee that is going to happen?
Well, they're going to disarm, and because they said they were going to disarm. And if they don't disarm, we will disarm them.
How will you do that?
I don't have to explain that to you.
So here we go. This is post peace treaty. If they don't disarm, we will disarm them. What he's really saying to you is more of our troops in the Middle East urinating away money and lives for year number, 40 plus now? That's really what this means, folks. That's really what this means. He doesn't have to explain it to you because you already know. This peace treaty is about as real as the Brownie Man. It really is, folks. Oh, my goodness. Give me some more.
Miriam, stand up, please. She really is. I mean, she loves this country.
This is at the Knesset speech, I think about 24 hours ago. And we got Miriam Adelson. Yeah, you know who. Mm-hmm. The chick that gave this guy, DJT, $100 million to just bend over and be the goy of the decade for these people, to get everything they ever wanted to come true. Let's let it play out. We don't really have time for
She
these.
loves this country. Her and her husband are so incredible. We miss him so dearly. But I actually asked her, I'm going to get her in trouble with this, but I actually asked her once, I said, so Miriam, I know you love Israel. What do you love more, the United States or Israel? She refused to answer. That might mean Israel, I must say.
She refused to answer because her husband, Sheldon Adelson, already made this abundantly clear a few years ago before he died. He said they were 100% for Israel. He hoped that his son, who was going into the Israeli army, was going to be a sniper to protect Israel. Yeah. I mean, I had a long conversation with someone near and dear to me recently. When I said is that people tell you who they are. They tell you who they are, folks. The problem is the vast majority of the American public doesn't want to hear it. They don't want to hear the truth. So they make up little fairy tales. They get in their little boxes of right, left, Republican, Democrat, blah, 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 and they buy the BS. It's like the woman who's getting abused by her husband, but she doesn't want to admit it. She doesn't want to file for divorce or shoot his. So she just puts on big glasses and claims she ran to the door. And lives in this fairy tale, even though everybody with eyes to see and ears to hear knows it's BS. The neighbor hears them arguing. The neighbor knows she got slapped around and she's got a big black eye. Everybody knows this. That actually has a modicum of, brain cells. Let's move on.
With you, I guess maybe something could happen to change my mind. Somebody that's really stupid gets into
This is
office
Trump at
and
the
wants to do
Knesset
really bad
speech
things,
again.
But that's about it. We don't think we're going to have that happen. I hope we're not going to have that happen. And this man is a good man right here. These two men are good men right here.
He's pointing to the president of Israel.
Hey, I have an idea. Mr. President, why don't you give him a pardon?
So he's saying to the president of Israel that he should pardon Bibi Netanyahu. Yeah, the guy that's actually from Poland, actually spent most of his life in Philadelphia and New York, about as Israeli as my dog that just disrupted the show by barking. Why don't we give this guy a pardon? This war criminal, Bibi, why don't we pardon him? I mean, after all, we've had him at the White House like 4 or 5 times. I think the only person that's been there close to that is that piece of slime, Bill Gates. Captain Pink Sweater, remember that boo? Yeah. Why don't we pardon this war criminal, Because, well, here's the funniest part of all. Like, Bibi is a war criminal, but we have funded and supplied the war criminal. So, again, you're back to that, like, who's the bigger boob? The fool or the fool that follows the fool? I think both of these people are very culpable here. I mean, this was something that got brought up, I think, like a few weeks ago, if not days ago, is the white phosphorus. Yeah, this has been I'm sorry. My nose is driving me crazy. The white phosphorus that's been, proven time and time again, like this is horrible stuff. You should not be using this in theaters of war. It's like mustard gas that they found out after World War I. Like, yeah, this is really horrible. Let's not do this again. So the white phosphorus that we make and give to Israel. Yeah, I just said that, right? We make and give the white phosphorus to Israel, and they drop it on these kids and just destroy the bleep out of Gaza. And again, here's the thing. Like, I'm no fan of either of these groups of pieces of dookie, all right? I'm not. People that are like, I'm a big fan of Hamas and the Muslim. No, I'm not. I think these people are human garbage as well, folks, but I just don't want them exterminated like apparently Israel does so they can steal their land. That's just not my cup of tea. It's wild. Let's move on. We got so much more to cover here. Oh, this is a good one from Mark
Levin.
Levin.
It's an honor to be here with the first Jewish president of the United States.
Yeah, first Jewish president of the U.S., huh?
And if he isn't, he should be.
Yeah. So Mark Levin is just saying out loud what everybody should already know, right? You know this, right? Let's see what else we got.
And let me also give a very special thanks to someone who truly loves Israel.
This is too
In
funny.
fact, loves it so much that my daughter converted.
He's talking about this flimbag, Jared Kushner. You know, this piece of bipedal dung who was in his first administration mucking up everything and who married his daughter. Excuse me. And Trump seems to be having a gay all time at the notion that Jared Kushner got his daughter, to convert to Judaism. Sound like a good move to you? Is this something? Goodness gracious, I should have blown my nose before the show. This is something that you'd be excited about, dads out there? I mean, I wouldn't be. That's just me. Whew. So Jared Kushner. He's still in the administration. It's just great. This is the same chick that was making out with the wall again a couple of days ago. All kinds of footage all over social media. Ivanka making out with the wall.
I didn't know this was going to happen.
I didn't know either, Trump. Great.
And Ivanka's here.
Yeah, Ivanka's here. She took some time out from making out with the wall to come hang out. Man, I got a couple more. I'm going to try to save this. I got several more clips. I'm going to save the best for last because it just gets more funny as we roll on here. I got to show this one as well. To make the sham BS peace deal real, you got BB dropping off a golden dove to old DJT. Isn't that cutesy? It's so nice. That's beautiful, isn't it? It's lovely. Got a golden dove. Oh my gosh. So when I was looking at all this nauseating material over the last few days, and I was so thankful that I didn't have to watch all this BS in real time, because thankfully I wasn't here and I was actually enjoying myself, albeit in a commie bleep hole surrounded by filth. It was great to not be here and have to see this muckety muck. But these have to be the two crowning jewels of this whole thing. And when I saw this kind of BS, I was like, this can't be real. Everything about our society now makes you think, this can't be real. Like, this is too insane. But yet, it's not. That's just the crazy of it all. Our entire society is like a highlight reel of Saturday Night Live. You know, to paraphrase the dead Kennedys, In God We Trust, Inc. I had the cassette tape. The whole backside was blank, and it says, you know, destroy the music industry, use this to record, trade music back and forth, whatever. but it said on there, overproduced by Martin Hannett, take 4, or whatever it was. Overproduced. So when I look at our entire existence right now, it is absolutely overproduced. 110%. Just overproduced horse pucky. And when you look at pretty much anything in our society now, you look at it with just like this can't be legit. Like, this has got to be some fake BS, right? We just had the whole charade with Charlie Kirk, I guess, has died down. Everybody's still on the snipe hunt for the killer. Candace, I'm not even going to get into like the days of our lives BS from the Charlie Kirk assassination or alleged. That's just another example, a shining example of like, this cannot be real. I was looking at the wife, Erica, with the hands and the fake tears and the freaking over-the-top jewelry with Masonic everything. It was just the whole flipping thing. Like, you just look at this mess and go, this can't be real, right? Like, this has got to be like that old candid camera thing. You start looking for the camera. I got to be on candid camera. So there's got to be some Saturday Night Live BS. For real. Has to be. Good grief. Let me see. I'm going to show you 2 more before we get into the coup de grace. I got 2 more for you, man. And this really exemplifies what I'm talking about with, it's just too over the top now. And the problem is societally, and I will say culturally, because this is the weakness of our culture. And I know somebody's going to just tap their Bible at me. This flies in the face of the Bible, and this is very nice, John. Okay, I'm not nice. That's fine. But I'd say the Gen Xers were the last real generation to have any balls, temerity, courage, chutzpah for all the Jews. Okay? To have any actual balls. I'm serious, folks. That was the last generation where people would just say what they wanted to say. We grew up with Eddie Murphy and Sam Kinison. Andrew Dice Clay. Like, these people just said the truth. Ooh, there was racial feelings hurt. Yeah, everybody got blasted equally, and nobody gave a bleep. We were the last generation to actually call anyone what they actually were. Newsflash, you apparently just can't do that anymore. It hurts people's feelings. It's sad. And here's another one I'll say. This is, I hate to say this, folks. In my opinion, this is part of discernment. Part of discernment is being truthful at any cost. I'm not saying you just walk up to a fat guy and say, hey there, fatso. But I am saying you've got to acknowledge the reality of your surroundings. Paraphrase a little Fishbone for you. Great record, by the way. You've got to acknowledge the reality of your surroundings. You can't pretend that things are a make-believe existence. You can't just whistle past the graveyard and pretend it's going to be okay, right? So using your discernment means to acknowledge what's real around you. And here's another thing, and this might be blasphemous to some people, but you have to acknowledge the obvious, folks. Some people are just hideous creatures. And I'm not saying all ugly people are bad people. That's not what I'm saying. But I am saying that sometimes, very often, these people are as they portray themselves to be. Like, they're as yucky on the inside as they are on the outside, okay? Like, look no further than Rosie O'Donnell. Look no further than all these Hollywood celebrity pieces of garbage, okay? They have to do some sort of crazy lizard exercise to even appear human, folks. So when you see these sort of people, Yeah, the blue-haired people, the 500-pound people with the big bull ring and all this nonsense, looking like a dude when they're a guy and a guy when they're a dude and so forth and so on. Like, this is a indicator. This is like a ringing bell telling you this is what these people are. This is discernment. Okay? So failure to properly comprehend the reality of your surroundings, it means you have no discernment. Oh, we can't judge them, and they might not be like that just because they have a bull ring, just because they have purple hair, just because they're whatever. Okay? But I'm going to show you two different examples here. And someone's upset because they're people of color. I don't care. I'm giving you two examples where you need to use your discernment. You can look at AOC, Captain Big Eyes. Same nonsense. Ilhan Omar, bald chick with a turban, married her brother to get into the U.S. Same BS. Okay? So don't give me that job. Don't BS somebody that knows the realness. Don't give me that mess. All right, here we go. We're going to see this video. And we're going to start it over again because it's too funny. It's got a little bit of bad language, but, you know, trash is what trash is. Man, did I mute this chick?
All y'all white motherfuckers.
I'm going to rewind it.
But you can fuck around and find out when I get off. Find out, okay. You shut up. Come and make me shut up. All y'all white motherfuckers, come and make me shut up. All y'all white motherfuckers. Yeah, because y'all fucking talking because he's a white motherfucker and I'm talking about a dog. If I don't want a dog to touch me, I don't have to let a dog touch me. If I don't want the dog to touch me. And man, you want to record too? I can record you too, ma'am.
God, these people make me freaking physically ill. These people. Yes, the low-class bottom-feeder pieces of garbage that have taken it upon themselves to destroy this nation with their asinine actions. That's these people. Okay? No, it's not all black people. Okay? That's some more trope nonsense that you now have to explain to the mentally retarded that want to be a victim about everything. Let's check this out. Gets even better, right?
Hello, everyone. Senator Omar Fateh here, candidate for mayor of Minneapolis. We are here at the Target.
I don't even want to listen to this guy, okay? I just want you to take a look at this guy. Okay? Use los ojos. Use your eyes. Does any part of this whole shtick look like a real thing? Like, does this really... This is real. This guy is trying to be mayor of Minneapolis. He will be, I'm sure. Just like that Muslim piece of garbage is going to be the mayor of New York City. Of course. These people tell you what they are. They're not hiding it or obfuscating. This is some Somali Muslim fruitcake that's going to try to bring the caliphate into Minnesota. Minnesota's gone, folks. It's gone. It's gone. New York, California, Minnesota, Washington State, Portland, gone. Throw North Carolina in there too. Gone. Okay. But just check this. Look at this person. Use your discernment. You don't even have to listen to him talk. What do you see? Does this look like a normal person to you? For real, though. Come on. Okay, we're going to go back in time. And we're going to look at these two events. I don't think I can play these in their entirety. I just can't do it. When I saw this a couple of days ago, I was straight up like, this can't be real. But then it is. This is the most absurd thing I think I've seen in a long time. Okay, let's see these morons here. We got Mike Huckabee and David Friedman. So we got Huckabee there with the H on his guitar, and Friedman is the boob wearing his stupid hat. Thankfully, they show very little of the person singing. Elon Gold singing Good Night Nurse. So they just keep showing these two morons. They keep showing Huckabee and Friedman. And they got all kinds of people in the background there. Maybe these cats aren't even playing the guitar and bass. I wouldn't be surprised, folks. I just don't even care. But I'm just going to let it play. I'm not going to play the whole thing. I can't play the whole thing. Here we go. Why in the world is there a saxophone in Sweet Home Alabama? Good grief. Talk about ruining a classic. This is real, folks.
Just 2 days and we are through. Then we start from the beginning. Hashem's holy words begin anew.
This cannot be real.
We all have come to help Hatzalah, and we want to help it thrive. Based right here in God's holy city. Throughout this land, it's saving lives. Sweet home Yerushalayim, yeah, where God's words ring so true. Sweet home Yerushalayim.
That's so beyond belief.
Lord, I'm coming home to you. Well, friends don't think it's Jewish. The United Nations call us crooks. But Donald Trump claims it's all Israel. Just as it says in all the holy books. Yeah!
But wait, there's more. I should have put in a I'm sorry. Just looking at this is too comical for words, and I can't even think straight after looking at this stupid BS. It's really beyond belief. I should have put a proviso at the beginning of the show that just said, yo, you should probably get a barf bag because this is going to be a lot for you to stomach. It just gets dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber. It's kind of like that old Suicidal Tendency song, Lights, Camera, Revolution. It's like it was a song and a album named Lights, Camera, Revolution. Because everything that you're seeing... See, I told you it got worse. This is so beyond the pale stupid. Look at all these freaking nutheads out here. That's what's the best part. These screwballs are doing the same stupidity as those jackwagons at the Giza pyramids. They're out there filming this like it's something to film. Oh my gosh, dude. If someone sent me this as like a, I don't even know what to say. If someone sent me this as a joke and I didn't know that any of this was real, I would go, dude, this is some horrible AI. This has got to be some straight bull butter, right? But it's not. It's just, this is really what happens. How is any of this America first? You want some more of the song? Come on. Okay. Discernment check again. You're looking at this guy. Any discernment bells going off at all? You're looking at any of this and you got no discernment going off here? No discernment bells going off yet? Like, this is just cool, right? Hi! Oh, my gracious. Oh, man, that's a lot to take in, isn't it, folks? I don't even know how I could possibly top this show because, I mean, that song alone, as well as the Sweet Home Alabama Destroyed, that version of the song. It's really hard to believe, isn't it? This is where we are. The great United States, and I say that with a lot of tongue-in-cheek here in 2025, the great United States is being led around by the nose by this tiny little nation that is, what is it, about the size of Rhode Island? Maybe a little bigger? They keep growing. Pretty soon it'll be like the size of New Jersey, I guess. I don't know. But it's pretty wild. All of our politicians are bought and paid for scum. All three branches of government are completely gone. And all of social media, all of mainstream news, all of alternative news, whatever you want to say the freaking mess is nowadays, all of it is coverage of this sort of lunacy. Yeah. Like this sort of bull butter is what's really in the news. Here, let me see. Can I show you something that's actually more relevant? Let me see if I can pull this off again. Because I know you want to see that again. I mean, that was pretty awesome. But I got some more. Here we go. This is kind of better. Because this actually affects the United States. This isn't some horse pucky where we just send troops to die, where we just arm these scumbags, where we just sell them munitions. This is good. This is from legalnews.com. This is South Carolina. So thankfully, this wasn't North Carolina. Pretty close up. Family judge. Parenting plans must include immunization. A family court judge says he plans to require all parenting plans to comply. Oh, this is, I thought for sure, with West Virginia code to include compulsory immunization. Excuse me, gotta sneeze. Oh my Christ. Anyway, so I swear this was that. Why does it say West Virginia? Well, this is in fact Charleston. Anyway, this piece of filth scumbag. Let's put it on the screen because somebody's about to have a stroke because I haven't shown them what's on the screen. Goodness gracious. Sent an email October 8th to all state family court judges and state Supreme Court officials informing them of his decision. Dun, 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 dun. So, if you get caught up in the bull butter that is the family court system, I've done a ad nauseum on this garbage. So, I highly recommend checking back at some of those family court shows that I've done. A lot of those... Let me see. This is from, trying to think of this guy's name. I'm sorry. Michael Volpe. Michael Volpe. You got to see my work, or excuse me, my interviews with Michael Volpe. So this family court judge is saying, yo, and when we steal your kids through CPS, before we give them off to the pedophiles and the rape rings and stuff like that, if you actually want it back, you're going to have to go through the immunization process. You're going to have to do all the vaccines, all the lovey-doveys. You know, the ones that Reagan made the vaccine industries not liable for. Remember that? Yeah, Vaccine Protection Act. Remember that one, right? You remember the ones, those scumbag pieces of human garbage at Pfizer? They were just one of the people pushing this mess. Or I should say selling this mess. Our illustrious leader, DJT, was pushing this mess and still is, just like Dr. Fauci. All these people are criminals, folks. These people are criminal scum. I'm sorry. I'm just done playing the game, folks. I apologize to no one. If you're intentionally, which is what this is, setting out to harm people, you're a criminal scumbag, and you need to be dealt with as such. Okay? So these people should be tried for their crimes. That's what I'm saying. So just like DJT, who had Pfizer in the Oval Office, what was it, like 2, 3, I think about 4 weeks ago now, giving them a big old fat contract. And these are the same people that should be in prison, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, humans of all ages. These are the people that should be in prison. Don't I have a great image of these scumbags? I swear I thought I did. I don't think I did. Maybe I took it off there. Anyway. So that's where we're at, folks. We're at this place. Blindness versus discernment. So all I can really say is try to work on that discernment. I think people listening to this show are vastly just, they already know what's up. So I'm kind of preaching to the choir. But if you got family members, loved ones, people around a water cooler that are in that blindness state, and like I said, don't mistake me for thinking, this is only on the left. No, man, this is on the right. This is really on the right. The people on the left are kind of like the devil you know. Like, the people on the left are unhinged fruit bats. Okay? Like, I don't have to tell you that. I don't have to tell you when you see the purple-haired bull-nosed person with the stupid nonsense that they're really beyond help. Okay? Unless the Lord Jesus reappears and just brings these people back into the fold, unhardens their hearts, reveals his truth to them, then they will be, changed. But they're not changing on this mortal coil. Forget about it. Good grief, that ain't happening. So you already know the devil you know, okay? But the devil you don't know, because everybody is so stupid and just stuck on stupid with like right-left paradigm. I'm a Republican, I'm okay. That's bull butter. Because you got a vast majority of the Republicans going along to get along with all this Israel worship horse manure. Just complete BS, man. Stop worshiping Israel. They're not your friend. They're not your ally. They want to take everything. They want you dead. They look at you as goy scum. Come on. Look in the Torah, for Pete's sakes. Look in the Talmud, I should say. Torah is just the Old Testament. The Talmud is what you got to look into. Oh, my goodness. But that's the blue blood Republican stance. And the good news is I think there's a big majority, I hope majority, that's kind of waking up and going like, this is horse manure. Like, these people on the right are just as fouled up as the people on the left. They just tell you what you want to hear. Better jargon, better marketing. That's why I said lights, camera, revolution. I mean, if you look at the Charlie Kirk, whatever that was, a WWE, miniseries, the Charlie Kirk Memorial, that was lights, camera, revolution. You look at all this Trump mess. Oh, we've signed this great peace treaty, except it's not worth anything. It's not real, folks. It's as real as the COVID hoax. It's as real as the Shanksville plane. You know what I'm saying? It's as real as the Pentagon getting hit by a plane. Like, all that is equally stupid. But they play on the fact and prey on these people that just have zero discernment. These people that are going like, yo, we caught the guy that shot Charlie Kirk. He's in jail now. No, he's not. That's stupid. And they somehow keep buying into the 5D chess, and this is all part of some greater plan. I mean, man, who can forget the first stolen election? You had people really believing that BS. For 4 years, they sat around believing that somehow this was some big setup because these guys got manila envelopes and they were all already executed in Guantanamo or in jail or whatever the fantasy island. Deplane. Like, that's the stupidity of the American people. Deplane. Good night, nurse. Never mind, Ghislaine has been moved into an even lower security prison. DJT is still saying, I ain't ruling out this whole pardon thing. And Ghislaine's going, yo, why am I in jail if this is all a hoax? And the American people are going, woo, Israel. Sweet home, Israel. Whatever. Oh, man. I've gone over my talking limit tonight, folks. I'll see you on Thursday, 11:30, God willing, p.m. Don't forget, folks, you can't do everything, but you can do something. Get out there, do your part, make a difference, and I'll be seeing you sooner than later in the AnomicAge.
Thank you for listening to the AnomicAge, a JohnAge project. For past shows, further info, and to comment, go to AnomicAge.com. That's AnomicAge.com. Till next time, thank you for listening to the AnomicAge.